Welcome to
Thank you.
my channel, Trans Laboratory. This is Arthur. He's one of my very good friends.
Yeah, my knees have been, I was doing a lot of squats, so they've been a little bit sore lately.
Okay.
Muscular wise, like something on this arm around here, I don't know if it's like a tendon or something.
Okay.
It's just a little bit, could use some work. It just
Some
seems like
tenderness
it's
there.
strained, like when I use it,
Uh-huh.
and like stretching it doesn't help, or like moving it doesn't seem to do anything.
Just on the right side, you're
Mhm.
feeling that. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, I'm just excited to have my first massage today.
Yeah.
Let you know how that goes.
I'm super excited for you to have your first massage. The first one is always like a really interesting measure of where your body is at. And I feel
Yeah.
like people are almost always very surprised by how far they can go in the direction of, in your case, this like bliss rush experience. So I am going to pull the camera with me. I'll step out and let you undress to your comfort level. So some people leave everything on, some people take everything off. It doesn't matter to me at all. I will control for your privacy with the sheet. And I'll give you a few minutes to settle in. Let's start face down, and I'll help you adjust the cushions when I get back in, and we'll get started. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. And since we're focusing on this bliss rush goal for your massage experience today, I am thinking we're going to be doing fairly deep work. I don't want you to have any experience that's like actual pain. If you are getting a sense like you are having to hold yourself still and not jump off the table, like the impulse to run away is really kicking up, then definitely tell me. But since you are wanting that, a little bit of an adrenaline junkie endorphin experience, I want to keep us at around 7 out of 10 on the like intensity that you can tolerate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay. We got a little bit of a jump response. I'm not on super deep pressure right now. I would say of the pressure that I can produce, this is like a 3 or 4. But we are starting to get a little bit of muscular jumping. I do a lot of elbow work. Some people use their elbows a lot. Some people use their elbows less. And for practitioners, it's definitely like a learning curve to sensitize your forearms to be able to listen into the client's body. I've been doing this a long time, and I've had the benefit of receiving some really beautiful forearms, elbows centric, lomi work. Your structure feels good overall.
Like, what do you mean, muscular or like skeletal?
Both. The way that they're interacting with each other, there's not a lot of imbalance or torsion. There's a little bit of looseness in the sense of, I would say your connective tissue is running a little bit actually mechanically longer than average. The movement that I'm picking up at your joints, I'm pretty happy with. They're fairly stable. They're not super inclined to like a distorted alignment. And they're giving you a little bit of reasonable amount of play. That idea of like from one bone to another, they can move relative to each other pretty comfortably. You tend to get a little bit sore right here at times, or like up through here.
More
This whole
there.
area. Yeah.
More up to there. I
More on
didn't
this.
notice. I mean, it feels sore now, but it's not
Right.
something I noticed before.
A little prompting. Bring it up. And that is connected to what you were describing. It was the right shoulder, right, that you were saying
Yeah.
gets more sensitive. So that front location in the right shoulder can really be picking up some strain from these muscles being activated all the time. I got some of those good jumps. It makes me want to slow down and dive a little deeper. I want to make sure that I'm not driving any existing structural situations deeper into your system as we turn the pressure up gradually here. We want to have this structure be more stabilized and appropriately rotated. Can you follow the difference of the placement of the scapula right there? Nice. Yeah. There's a lot of motility in these bundles of muscles right here where they're moving around kind of a lot. So I want to help them map on a neuromuscular level so that your brainstem, the parts of your brain that are coordinating the movement of your body, have more information to work with, and they can automatically use that to get more spatial awareness and baseline coordination. I'm always focusing on the nervous system, but today we're especially focusing on the endocrine system to kick up this sense of bliss and rush. I'm so glad that you chose those terms. Okay. So neck muscles are always working pretty hard, especially with modern lifestyle. A lot of time on technology really keeps our chins pointed in a way that's not quite ergonomical for the way that the neck is designed. So we get these kind of bundles of muscular effort that are placed a little bit less structurally here. But as the muscles contract, as those individual fibers contract, we really want good coordination between the groupings of the fibers. So they're receiving kind of separate instructions in their own little groups, but we want them to act as a team, have smooth action, kind of behave in a cohort in a way that maintains the structural integrity of the movement that you're trying to make. I'm really focusing in on this chain. I'm just a little bit posterior to the IT band right now, but I'm wanting to clip into the IT band. I'm also grabbing this vastus lateralis muscle and the way that the hamstrings are attaching in. Hamstrings are attaching in to the ischial tuberosity. I've got a little pull here. I want you to kind of tune into how I'm going to keep supporting your ankle. There's nothing abrupt going to happen with this foot here. But we've got the fascia system engaged all the way up, pulling into, I'm still picking it up like at your armpit. Can you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. Nice. So this leg, I was not picking up as much restriction in the hip. I'm just not seeing it activate all the way up into the shoulder the way that we were seeing on the other side. And that makes sense to me. It's pretty common that we have sort of a asymmetrical spiral where our structure is adapting to try to stabilize. And so if we know that the right shoulder has already been kind of coiled up a bit, and then the left hip was also giving us some reactivity, and wanting to pay attention into the right ankle and knee more so also. And I'm expecting there to be a bit of restriction somewhere in there, because that's often how it goes when we're passing the weight of the body around in that sort of spiral shape, trying to accommodate one area being tight, then it's going to often cross to the other side of the body, that there's a space that is holding on to create enough stability to keep basically moving through space for that. Yeah. So as the hamstrings are crossing the knee right here, we're picking up that. That's where I was expecting to find a little bit of constriction on the knee. So I'm just kind of mechanically jumping that up. So this kind of medial edge of the hamstring side. We can feel it crossing the knee where we're going to get that action. And I'm giving a fair amount of pressure because I want those deep mechanoreceptors to respond to this and map your body for me. And this is going to stretch those fibers to their natural length. We just got a little bit of a kick. Beautiful neuromuscular engagement there. And this is actually quite specific. But whereas we had a much more general tendency for the fascia and muscle system to be just a bit tightened up on the left side from the hip up into the shoulder, we have a pretty tight, limited little set of muscle fibers on the right side, just above the knee, that's really engaging there. And that might be connected to what you were describing about the knees being a little tender with more activity lately. So I'm letting it just fall open to the natural resting point, and then we're feeling right here, there's this limit where it's automatically giving us some extra tension. And as your nervous system registers that limitation, then we're getting these tiny kind of millimeter drops where the foot's able to rotate even further out. Okay, on the next breath, I want you to feel how this is actually even connecting into your neck. Yes. Really activating some neurological activity right here. Good. Just rock that back into position a little bit. Some jostling to help desensitize that. And we've got it opened up. Okay. Woo. I like it. How are you feeling so far?
Pretty relaxed.
Pretty relaxed. Good. So this is the right shoulder where Arthur was saying he's got some ongoing sensitization here, and he is often aware of there being a bit of a constriction. I'm feeling through. This is right where you were talking about it earlier, kind of up that more medial edge. Yeah. So I can feel that actually the structure is really showing up. And get some movement and mobility here. All right. I'm going to tuck in and grab these pectoralis muscles. I want to convince them to soften up a little bit, and that will allow the rhomboids on the back, which we were working on at the very beginning, to have a more natural grab on the scapula as well. And I don't want to increase the sensitization on this area that's already kicking back a little bit, but I do want to help it map and bring up that spatial awareness. And I want to give some good deep stimulation, just like we were doing it everywhere else, so that we've got your fascia really ironed out and your deep tissue mechanoreceptors activated simultaneously, because that's really going to increase our endocrine activity and help us get those endorphins kicked up for a bit of a rush when you get up. All right. Kicked up the blood flow here. We've got circulation in the hand rising rapidly. Yeah. And that is more stable on this side, huh? Ooh, I like that movement on through your whole thorax here. So we are getting that engagement back up here. So I'm going to actually get a little bit of a bite right into that spot. We got that a little opened up, and then that stimulation and attention migrated away and it seized back up a little bit. So we want to remind it of the progress that we decided to make on this arm. I'm going to let that play out, and I can feel it start to shift. Your nervous system knows I'm here. And yeah, there we go. That little moment is one of the kind of witchier parts of my day-to-day. So, how you doing?
I feel like dreamy,
Dreamy.
good, relaxed.
Dreamy, relaxed.
Rested, like I just woke up from a really good dream or something.
Yes, that's my favorite. Can you share some of your experience? How was that for you?
So at the beginning I didn't know much about massage therapy or like what to expect.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize there was so many places in my body that actually needed attention.
Isn't it amazing?
It's easy to just go about your day ignoring what your body might be trying to tell you. And like, as soon as you started working on one area, I'm like, oh wow, I feel a lot more than I thought I would.
Yes, so much information deeply embedded in there.
Yeah.
All right, so we started out at like kind of a 1 on the bliss rush scale. Let's break it into 2 scales. How does that sound?
Okay.
How's your bliss right now?
Probably like 9.
Yes, I love winning that. And how about your rush scale?
I mean, not too much of a rush,
Not
but it's
too
like
rushed right now.
if you add them together, like getting a rush of bliss.
A rush of bliss. Cool.
And it's pretty good.
All right. I am going to be honest. I feel like most of the time when people are coming off the table, that like settled bliss experience is the more active part. But I would expect after your body has been kind of experiencing this level of like circulation activation, that the rush might come later. It's like 3-4 hours from now might be like a great time to like cut a stack of logs up for the winter or something. I don't know. Text me and let me know how that goes.
Yeah,
if you notice any extra sensations. Yeah, I'm so glad you came out. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was a good experience. And if you haven't got a massage before, you're new to this like me, I would 100% recommend it.
Thank you, Arthur. I love you.
I love you.